What's up, guys? I'm going to be playing some chess on chess.com, playing some rapid games. I wasn't sure after my last video if I was going to have any subscribers left, but it seems like there's still a few of you who stuck around, so thanks for that. There is a message pinned to the chat, so please read that. Basically, it just says we can discuss things, but let's do it in a friendly manner and respect each other while we do that. If you don't follow that, the moderators are going to be muting people. So just keep that in mind. The other thing I wanted to say, I have been sick recently, had like a cold or something, so my voice may sound a little bit different. So please bear with me on that. Having said that, I'm excited to play some chess. I haven't played in actually quite a few days, so I'm excited to get into some games. I'm going to be explaining the thought process as usual, and hopefully you learn something and we have a good time. So here we go. Playing a FIDE Master 2500 who plays knight f3. Here we go. And I don't know, I'll just play e6. Maybe I'll go for my, b3. Wow, these are some strange moves. What's up, Rob? Hey, Steven. Thank you guys for being here. So this is a weird couple of moves. I'm already kind of not sure what's going on. So he wants to go for the fianchetto with the knight. Probably he's going to play e3. So I think my Dutch setup is fine against this. Dutch is e6 and f5. So let's go ahead. And now he goes, oh, so he's just playing some double fianchetto. Okay, yeah, this is weird. I'll play d5. Usually the stonewall setup is pretty nice against this bishop because it doesn't really do a lot, right? So let's go bishop d6, get a little bit of control over the e5 square. Of course, white could still go there. And I'll castle. So yeah, I don't think they're really playing any particular opening, just kind of double fianchetto, which you don't see that very often. So I'm a little bit surprised by this. Looks like they want to play e4 here. Okay, so normally my plan would be to bring the bishop like this and activate it over here. But I am worried about e4 because e4 is going to be threatening e5. I don't really want to just take, because then these become very weak. So I'm trying to think, what is my response going to be to this move? Maybe e5 myself. Maybe I just play e5 myself. Get the center. It seems reasonable. It seems reasonable. So if I am going to play e5, should I just do it now? No, I have to defend it first. Okay, so let's play here. And maybe we play e5 against e4. This would be a sacrifice. I guess I could trade and then play e5. If we sack the pawn, how easily can we get it back? I don't know how easily because the bishop's blocked. Yeah, so I think we make one trade. Let's make one trade and play e5. And this looks a little shaky. But if we can hold on, we're going to have a nice big center. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know if this is the smart decision or not. We're going to find out. But basically, I'm saying, go ahead, take me. And can you undermine my center is what it comes down to, right? Okay, let's take it back. So here we go. We've got the center, but white has the open files. They can attack it. This is a very double-edged position, right? Because I could easily push these pawns forward, which could be very good for me. But at the same time, if I do it at the wrong moment and white is able to win my center pawns, I'm just going to be going into an endgame down some material. So they're already attacking it 3 times, only defended twice, right? So, sorry, I just got a text. Okay, not important. So, I mean, obviously we could push forward. The benefit is the pawn is now defended. The drawback is this bishop kind of becomes a monster, right? Where's the knight going to go? Here, here. Ideally, I think I would like to just defend this. So I'm thinking queen c7 looks pretty good. Yeah, let's do queen c7. So just defending the pawn. 3 attackers, 3 defenders. White could play queen e2, but we do have rook e8 if we want. Maybe some other move. Here, bishop e5 or knight e5. Yeah, we have some options against queen e2. I wouldn't be surprised if we see c4. Similar idea. If I push forward, then this bishop becomes very powerful. So I'm going to have to think through that. It's probably what I will end up doing. The other thing that you really want to think about when you push pawns forward, right? They always give up control of a certain square. So let's just say c4 happens and I push forward. Then this e4 square now becomes available to my opponent. Yeah, there you go. So I have to really think through, is that what I'm going to do? Now, the other thing is, like, I don't really have an option because they're going to take me anyway, and they still get access to that. So they're kind of forcing the issue. I don't think I want to take because the knight just jumps here. So I think, all things considered, this is probably my best option. And I don't like the fact that my bishop is not developed. So I'm going to be looking for opportunities to fix that, which is probably going to be moving my knight somewhere and then developing the bishop. Okay, rook c1. So what do they want to push this? Yeah, they want to push this. So if I take, they're going to play b4 and it's a pin, right? Okay, so this is actually something we need to be careful about. Maybe I blockade it. Knight c5 here, we jump in. Okay. Okay, this is defended well enough. I like it. Let's go. So I'm basically saying, look, you can't push. I blockaded it. You can't go here because I was going to jump in. They're trying to stop that, but I wonder if I can play bishop f5. Or even e4. e4 takes knight d3. I'm losing a bunch of pawns. There's bishop g4, bishop f5. Wow, lots of things we could do here. d3. Does d3 make sense? Can we trap the queen? No, I don't think so. Okay, so I like bishop f5. Why? Because then this is a very nice move. So bishop f5. Do I lose my pawn, though? Bishop f5. If they take me, there's rook e8, f4. And if I traded everything and played knight here, I'm going to be losing my bishop. Wow, that's unfortunate. What about bishop g4? The idea is that I can play e5, maybe. Let's say they play b4. Bishop g4, b4, e4, takes. Wow, what is going on? Takes. Like, that's a crazy thing. I think I end up losing a piece, though. I really want to play bishop f5, guys. I really want to play it. All right, let's go. I have some ideas, so I'm going to just go for it. I can't calculate everything. I'm going to lose on time. But I'm going to sack this pawn, and I think we can go here and try to make some magic happen. Okay, so what I'm doing is activating all my pieces, right? That's what I really like about this line. Yeah, I lose a pawn, and he's got f4. But now I've got everybody in position, and I like that a lot. So let's say f4 happens. We do have this pin. So I'm thinking maybe like knight g4 is a move. Or actually, no, what am I even saying? I can even play knight d3. I can literally just play knight d3. No? If he takes, I get the queen. So what's his play? What is his play against this? He's going to take here and sack a rook. Okay, so he gets 2 pawns. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Okay. So let's go ahead. I expect, yes. And now I can take one of these rooks. Probably this one. Okay. And I guess we go bishop c5, get rid of this bishop, and try to take advantage of the dark squares. Let's go ahead with that. I don't want to get too far behind on time. But this has been weakened, right? This diagonal has been weakened. So if we can go attack that. Yeah, he wants to trade. Which, okay. Don't think I want to trade queens, really. A rook for a knight and 2 pawns. No, I want to keep the queen, because if I can play knight g4, get the queen off that diagonal, and then we can get it back there, we can create some very dangerous threats. So that's what I really want to do. Knight g4, queen c5. Okay. So this is obviously the main threat. He's going to move it somewhere. Can't go there, so let's say maybe, yeah, here. I just didn't want to lose another pawn. Unfortunately, I can't go there. He just takes me. I mean, I can go there, but I don't know if I want to do that. Now I can go knight e4, though. Queen d4. Okay, let's go. That knight's pretty powerful, so I guess we'll try to trade it. It's going to replace it with the other knight, but... And I am getting low on time, which I don't like. So let's try to pick up the pace a little bit here. It's going to be a pretty interesting endgame, though. The knight and 2 pawns against the rook is pretty even, I would say. So from a material standpoint, it's equal right now. Okay, there's the knight. Just looking for tactics. I don't see any. I see this annoying move. Hmm. I'm not sure if I should stop this or just do something else. I guess I should stop it. It's pretty annoying if he gets bishop d5 and knight f7 in. So let's try to stop that. Bishop c6, okay. You have to watch out for this. Bishop's undefended. Oh, I walked into knight c6. Yeah, 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 yeah. Didn't see that. Yeah, that was a blunder. It was a big blunder. I was trying to get rook d2, but I'm just I don't have time. I think knight c6 just wins for him. Do I have any tricks? Yeah. Rook d2 takes. Yeah, that's awful. All right, let's keep the pieces on the board. I mean, I'm down 2 pawns, so it's a losing endgame, but maybe he blunders something. I don't know. This is a tactic, it looks like. Hmm. Rook e2. Could I get a perpetual check somehow? Trying to see if I can orchestrate a perpetual check where we keep checking and his king can't get away. It's probably not going to happen, but let's try. The rook ending surely is lost. Let's stop queen h5. Okay, if the queen ever leaves, we have queen f1, but he's not going to do that. Yeah, I have to trade. I'm about to get checkmated, so. Yeah, he's just going to take it and play g4. Can I get a stalemate? No, this is over. Yeah, knight c5. I mean, knight c6. I just blundered that fork, I think. Yeah. I bet this was knight c6 moment. Yeah, it was. So let's say I didn't play that. How are we looking? Yeah, it was pretty equal, actually. It was pretty equal. If I would have played, even maybe trading the queens wouldn't have been so bad. Right here. Queen c5, yeah. Would have been okay for me. Gotta watch out for those forks, guys. You gotta watch out for the forks. I was too focused on what I was trying to accomplish, and I wasn't paying attention to the threat, right? I wanted to do this. So if I can get my rook on the second, then I take this and I have this battery, that's going to be very powerful. But obviously, if you just get forked, it doesn't work. Yeah. All right. Good game. All right. Here we go. You know what I haven't played in a while? The bishop's opening. Let's play the bishop's opening. Ooh, he plays bishop c5. Okay, I was not expecting bishop c5 to bishop c4. What does this mean? I guess we can go to an Italian game, maybe? Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Okay, so there's almost no, this tactic doesn't work because okay, never mind. I'm not even going to say that. There's a tactic where you could sometimes take and get a fork, but in this case it doesn't work because my bishop is there. So this is essentially Gyuko piano. So let's play d4. We'll turn it into a gambit. And I think this is actually very tricky depending on how black responds. If you take with the knight, I can jump in with my knight. If you take with the bishop, I think there are some really tricky lines here. I just haven't played this in a while. Let me think if I can remember. What is the line against this? I mean, we can always take and get the bishop pair, which I think is fine. I'm just trying to think if there's something else. Yeah, let's just do that. We get the bishop pair on an open board. Yeah, we lost a pawn, but I think it's not a big deal. And I'm going to just castle. Oh yeah, I don't know what this gambit is, actually. This is I don't know if this is a mainstream gambit or what, but I think it's fine. I think this is going to be great for us. Let me develop here, defend the pawn, and I'm probably going to be playing f4 next. And 2 reasons behind f4. Yep, I think now is probably the time. Number 1, we want to weaken this pawn, which is supporting the knight. But probably more importantly, we want to use this f-file to attack black's king. And that's what I'm trying to set up here. Could play f5 also, shut down the bishop, but I think I value the open file a bit more. So let's do it. And then bishop g5. Yep, let's go here. This is going to be a really annoying pin for black. Because I already have the rook lined up. I have knight d5 next. And you can't really defend it if you're black. So I think we just go here. I don't want to give him the opportunity to let the rook help. I think we just go here. And if they want to give up the other bishop, I'm happy to have two bishops in an open position. So, okay. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Okay, he does give up the bishop. All right. So now the question is, which way do we recapture? Keep in mind, the knight cannot take my bishop because of the pin. Probably don't want to block my own bishop. Let's take this way. Okay, so again, same thing. So takes, check. The king moves. We can slide over. Then we have to sack a piece. I don't want to sack my bishop. I think I'm just going to go back. Here allows him to trade. You know what? Can we take with the rook, actually? Takes here. Can we do that? Yeah, I think we're going to do it. What I'm basically saying is the bishop is more valuable than the rook once I expose the king. And I want to use the bishop to help me checkmate the king in a way that the rook was not going to be able to do it. So that's why we are sacrificing the rook. And the idea is bishop h6 attacks this. And then we have queen g4 and queen g7 checkmate. Now, of course, he's going to do something to stop the checkmate. But then I can at least get my rook back right away if I want. Or can try to find a different way to checkmate. Okay, that's one. I kind of looked at it, but I didn't really think he would play it. Can I go here and sack again? Or just rook f5 and then take the pawn? So rook f5, there might be f6. This knight's annoying. Takes. Wow. Rook f5 is definitely a potential option. Queen g4. Well, we could play queen g4 here, guys. Queen g4 is interesting because if you take me, you lose immediately. Isn't that interesting? Okay, let's go ahead. Looks like there should be some cool tactic. I don't know if I'm going to see it. Let's see. So he's going to go king h8. I can almost guarantee. Actually, no. King h8. Maybe we have rook f7. So the nice thing about this move is that we can move our rook anywhere now. We can move our rook anywhere we want and create an attack on black's queen. So rook f7, rook h6, rook g6, or anywhere basically. Or I could even just leave it and bring another piece over. Thanks, Guy. Appreciate it. I say king h8, but maybe he's not going to play king h8 because it doesn't really help the situation. Actually, no, king h8 kind of does help the situation. So he's probably going to play king h8. Never mind. Queen e7. So he is stopping rook f7 because now he takes with the queen. Interesting. Okay, so hold on. Let's just think about this. Let's just say I do something crazy like rook here or rook here. He can always play f6. You could still go rook f5 again. So f6 seems to be the move that he wants to play, and then use the queen to support this way. I mean, I kind of want to just bring another piece, you know? Just bring the other rook over. I wish I had a way to force this, but I can't go here, right? And anywhere I move allows f6. We don't really want to allow f6. That's kind of a key move for him. Okay, let's do it. Let's bring the other piece. When in doubt, bringing another piece usually is going to be a good decision. So, all right, that's there. Still trying to figure out a way to bust through. I mean, if you think about it, I have two rooks, a queen, and a bishop. He doesn't have a lot of defense to his king. I mean, the rooks aren't really helping that much. The queen, kind of. If he can get f6 in, it will. But if not, it doesn't really do much. And the knight, it looks pretty over here in the center, but it's not really supporting the king. So I don't know if he's going to try to come back. Although, but now I am actually threatening this, right? Because now I'm threatening here, takes. Sacrificing two rooks for the queen and the pawn. And then what happens? We start taking other stuff. Yeah, that's not quite as powerful as I want it to be. Yeah, so he's letting me do that if I want. What about rook g6, f6? Do I have a response now? Can I just take it? He takes, I take. Check. Yeah, actually I could probably do that. Let's say he goes... Where? Queen moves somewhere? Check. Checkmate. Isn't that fascinating? Rook to g6. So, okay, rook g6. What's the point? We're attacking his queen. If the queen moves, we have a sacrifice, we win the game. So he's going to play f6. But then we take it. Takes. Okay, that's fine. There's this move knight f3 that I'm concerned about, though. I'm worried about knight f3. So here, f6. What if I take this way? Is that too crazy? Allowing him to take my rook, then I take this way? No, that's too crazy. Okay, so we got to take f3. No, but we take it. It's fine. It's fine. All right, let's go. Before I lose on time, let's go. So I think he's going to play f6. I think I'm going to take it. I think he's going to trade. I'm going to take, and he's probably going to bring the other rook. Unless I... Oh. Wait, doesn't that lose? Oh, he's going to go king h8? No. No. If you take me, that's checkmate. Or it leads to checkmate. So you have to go king h8. Must be checkmate, right? Check. Check. Ah, okay. I think I see it. Yeah, if you guys want to pause, I think I see a forced checkmate. I don't know why that was so hard for me. Yeah, okay, let's pause. Everybody try to find it. I'm not going to look at chat, but I think I see it. All right, if you had a chance to look at that, instead of taking here, we go here. And check this out. If the king takes, this is checkmate. If the rook takes, checkmate. Beautiful. Beautiful. I bet we got some brilliant moves there, guys. I bet we got some brilliant moves there. Probably, it might even be, could it be 3 brilliant moves in a row? Ooh, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Was it? Oh, only one? Only one brilliant move? All right. I'll take it, I guess. Okay. I don't know why it was only one, but still, it's pretty cool. So let's look at that position. Fascinating. All right. Okay, so Stockfish says this does not work because why? This, Queen G4. He could have played Queen C8. Ah. So Queen C8, you get away from the bishop. You attack my queen. Obviously, I don't want to trade queens. And if I try to keep... Oh, and by the way, you're also attacking my rook if my queen ever leaves here. So the logical move for me would be Queen G3 to try to keep this. But I can't play Queen G3 because there's a fork. So that is why Queen C8 would have just basically won the game for black, if they would have noticed that. Kind of a weird move to think about. But yeah, Queen C8. Okay, that was why it was bad for me. They didn't see it. Allowed me to play this, which was a good move, according to Stockfish. And again, I messed up because of knight f3 check now. Whoa, what a move. I'm not sure I totally understand. Ah. Wait, no. Why can't I just take it with my rook? Because black plays f6, so you sack the knight. You play f6, and both of my rooks are hanging? Whoa. So I'm going to lose a rook, basically. Okay, so that's some crazy Stockfish thing. Give up your knight, then you play f6, and you have 2 rooks under attack. Wow. All right. Instead, he blunders the beautiful checkmate. Rook takes. If you take me now, this is check, check. You have to go here, and then checkmate. And so as we saw in the game, king h8. This is the easiest way, you know. If you take this way, this is also checkmate. Yes, I agree, Connor. Thank you. 100% agree. So, and also this does lead to checkmate, by the way. It's just a longer version, which I was thinking it would lead to it, but yeah, it just takes a bit longer. Okay, good game to our opponent. That was a fun one. Congratulations. If you guys, how many people saw it? Let me see. Yeah, quite a few of you. Nice. Very good. Yeah, Rook H7 wasn't necessarily the wrong answer, but what should I play against this? We'll play E5. I haven't played E5 in a while. Should we play the Elephant Gambit? No, you know what? I'll play the Latvian Gambit. I used to play this a long time ago. Let's play it. We'll break out some old lines. There's one move here, knight. Yeah, knight. Yeah, this is kind of a crazy looking opening, right? Oh, he doesn't go for it. He doesn't go for it. It's like you allow them to play Queen H5 check and then end up sacrificing your rook. He goes for this one, which is fine as well, I think. So what do we get in return for like sacrificing all these pawns? Will we get like quick development? Our bishops have open diagonals. I believe Queen H4 is sometimes a good move. Maybe not here. Maybe not here. I'm going to play knight f6. I'm going to play knight f6. Okay, so he pushes. Yeah, we got to move the knight somewhere. We can go to g4. We can go to d5. What makes the most sense? We'll go to d5 for right now. I'm not sure. I don't remember these lines where they take and play knight c3. I was expecting the queen h5. That's what most people play. Most people in this position will play queen h5 check. Then we go g6 and they take us. We attack their queen. They go back. I think we like take and let them take our rook, and it's kind of fun. Goes bishop c4. Okay. Let's defend. Develop and defend. You can do two things at the same time. It's probably a good decision. Okay, keeps attacking. We haven't defended enough, so I don't need to like panic here. I think we probably just develop and keep going. Yeah, I'll just develop the bishop here. Stops d4, puts it on a nice diagonal. Getting ready to castle, maybe. Or maybe I'll play queen d7 and castle queenside. I'm going to kind of wait and see what white does before I make that decision. Okay, so if we take with the bishop, we potentially lose this pawn. So I think I should take this way and keep the pawn there. Okay, he castles, sure. Sure. I don't want to let him play d4. That's definitely... Okay, I think we can castle. Get the king out of the center. So we are down a pawn, but we have the bishop pair, and we have a lead in development, so I don't mind. I'm going to play d4 next. Chase this knight around. And you will notice, okay, he moves it. He wants to play d4 himself. So I think we still play d4. We can't let him get that, right? Because if he gets d4, supports this pawn, shuts down my bishop, that's going to be bad news. Going to go knight f4. If I attack, we run into d3. Could drop back and try to come here. Interesting. So let's see. If I go... What if I go here, try to go here? If he takes me, then we have rook b8. I mean, yes, we're giving up a bunch of stuff, but I don't really mind. I don't mind giving up. No, I can't do that, Nelson. Oh my. You guys see why that's an awful move? Yeah, there it is. I had to go bishop c4. Oh boy. Yeah, it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good when you just give away pieces. Oh my. Okay. Well, I'm not going to resign because this person is almost 400 points lower rated, but we're probably going to lose this game. You're probably going to lose. I'm going to go kind of crazy here. This is maybe a practical tip. When you make a huge blunder like that, you can't just play a normal game. You have to kind of try to change up your strategy because otherwise you're just going to lose. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be very aggressive. Throw my pawns forward, maybe bring my rook over, try to attack the king somehow. I mean, I have nothing to lose at this point. He wants to go here. Wow. Wow. That's a good move. It's a really good move, actually. I may just have to resign or get checkmated. Because how do I stop this, right? How do I stop both of these things? Let's see. Queen e8 doesn't stop anything. Bishop d5 only stops one of... No, it actually doesn't stop anything. Hmm. I think we have to play queen d5, only move, right? Because otherwise we just get checkmated. Oh dear. All right, let's play queen d5. I mean, it's over. It's over, guys. He's gonna take it and basically just be up a piece. All right. Well, we'll play it out, but interesting. He's thinking about not taking it. Okay, he does take it. I was surprised. Um, all right. Only thing that I'm thinking is if they forget about this knight and let me somehow trap it, maybe. Maybe. He wants to go checkmate me here. I'll take this pawn. Play c5 probably. Try to play quickly. Maybe they make a mistake. Kind of have to get lucky at this point. I mean, we're just down a full piece, so not much we can do. Let's try to invade. I'm going to try to get the second rank here. But knight g3, I guess we go f4 and try to make some miracle happen. I don't know. Knight g3, f4. Where's he going to go? Here? Okay, but then I can go... maybe here. Interesting. If I wasn't down a piece, if I wasn't just missing a piece, I'd have a pretty nice position. That's too bad. That is too bad. But he goes there. Interesting. He wants to defend his pawn. He wants to defend his pawn. Oh, let's put the bishop on a good diagonal. I guess we're gonna go rook e2 at some point, like to stop the king. Well, that's what he wants to do. Okay, I see that. Let's just defend it. Just defend it. Yeah. What if I attack the bishop, though? What happens then? What happens then? Bishop a3? Alternatively, we push this pawn. Very interesting situation that we have here. I'll go here. Hey, Ahmed. Thank you. Appreciate that. 10 gifted. I'm glad you figured it out. I'm going to go here. I was trying to keep this closed off, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do it. Could have thought about, I thought about C4, but I don't know if that was smart. Let me bring my king over, I guess. Hey, Alan. Yes, indeed. Time does fly. Only reason we're sort of holding on is because his knight is not doing anything. As soon as that changes, we're going to be in trouble. I think. I mean, I'm trying to just keep the knight kind of out of the picture, but maybe we get a pass pawn and have some sort of a threat. Hmm. I'm going to sack that. Try to keep the knight there. He does get the knight into the game. Let's see if we can push the pawn a little bit. It's a long shot, but we'll keep pushing the pawn. We will keep pushing the pawn. Hmm. I don't really know what I'm trying to achieve at this point. I'm just trying to look for opportunities that might pop up. Can't go there, I get checkmated. I mean, I'm honestly surprised that we've lost to this long. So that's something to be proud of, I guess. Hmm. We're also just going to get flagged, apparently. Why did he do that? Why would he do that? I didn't actually check this account. Now I'm wondering what's going on. Yeah. It was a blunder. It was a blunder. Interesting. I don't know how this person's only 2,000 because they're clearly better than that, but okay. I did blunder the bishop. Let's see. E5 was good. Queen F3 is not a great move. Oh, because I had knight B4. Ooh. All right. Knight B4. Wow. Why is knight B4 good? We want to give this up so we can get a fork? No, I don't even think if I saw that I would have gone for this line because this just looks really... Oh, wow. Okay. So Stockfish... Oh, okay. So Stockfish wants me to go here, let him take this, get a fork, but not really to get a fork, just so we can go here and then take the bishop back. And white lost castling rights. Wow. Oh, man. Yeah, this was a really good move. It was a really good move. He played a lot of good moves, actually. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this was at the end. Was this just trolling me, or what was that? Anyway. Okay. I'm going to try the Budapest Gambit. We need C4. Nobody wants to do it. They don't want to do it. All right. All right. It's fine. It's fine. I think what we're going to do is bring the rook over and play E5 here if we get an opportunity. This is like, if you don't know what to do against D4, you can always just play a setup like this where you just make this pawn pyramid, put your pieces like this, castle, bring your rook over and try to play E5. It usually works fairly well. Now I do need to think through, do I have enough support here? It doesn't look like I do, so that's going to change things a little bit. I'll still play rook e8. I can't go here just yet, it looks like, because like I said, there's 3 attackers and I only have 2 defenders. And I believe if they beat you to the punch, trading is usually good. Trading is usually good. And then we will have to move our... Actually, I don't have to move my bishop. I could still go here. I'm going to give up the bishop pair. I don't want to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is go back. And then I'll try to play knight f6 at some point and get rid of this knight. This bishop obviously is bad, so we are going to have to fix that eventually. But let's just focus on one thing at a time. So how about I go here now? Let me think about bishop g5 for just a moment. Is that a big deal? I mean, it's kind of a big deal, actually. It's I'm going to have to take back with a pawn. I don't like that. Okay, let's change plans. Let's change plans a little bit. We could play knight f8 or we could play e5. So e5, d5 is my concern. I don't want to let d5 happen. Let's play knight f8. Remember the saying, with a knight on f8, there is no mate. It's just a good defender. Defends this weak spot. They can't really get to it. Like the knight on f6 is good, but it's easy to attack, right? The knight on f8, they can't really get to it. You can always jump into g6 if you need to for some reason, like to block this. And so it's just a good defensive square. So, okay, when you look at a position like this, what should you be thinking about? Well, I like to think about what's my worst piece and how do I make it better? What's my worst piece? This, right? This bishop is awful. This one's good. This is a good piece. This knight's pretty good. Even though it's passive, it's actually, like we already talked about, it's a very good defender, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. You have like one knight sitting there totally defending your king. That's fine. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. My queen's not even that bad. I mean, it's attacking stuff. It has options on these diagonals. Bishop's obviously in the way. But this guy is a big problem. So I'm going to be thinking, how do I fix that, right? Bishop d7 is a weak option. I mean, yes, I could do that. And it's a temporary threat on the queen. But he's just going to move his queen. I would like to play b6, get my bishop here, and counter White's strong bishop. The question is, can I do it? And now he's played this. I don't think so. What about a6 and b5? Well, the problem with a6 is c5 is going to shut me down because of en passant. However, it does create a target here and a potential hole. So, okay, that's something to think about. The other way to activate this bishop would be to play e5. But that might be the most logical choice. We just kind of leave this pawn here to support this. We attack the center, and we open this guy up for some nice options. The reason I didn't want to before was because of d5, but now d5 I take. No, I can't. It's a fork. We still have to be careful about d5. What if I take and I don't recapture and just play bishop d7? Queen, bishop b6. Okay, so e5 is an option. Yeah, e5. I guess we should do it. It's all about trade-offs, right? Like, yes, this is not fun that d5 is going to be happening. And I have to deal with this potential pass pawn, but it's nice that my bishop gets to have a life, and then the rook can come into the game. So you have to kind of decide what's the most important thing. Let's take it. He could play rook d1 also. Okay, he takes back right away. Yeah, so this is interesting. He's got a weak pawn, an isolated pawn, Also potentially a strong pawn because it's a pass pawn and I have to watch out, right? For moves like this. So really interesting position that we have. I don't like the knight, so I'm considering f5. I'm considering bishop f5 because I want to get that bishop out anyway, and I would like to trade maybe that off. D6. Yeah, D6 is annoying, but we do have bishop B6. Huh. Yeah, I think we gotta get I think we have to get this guy out of here, right? Unless I'm missing something. Hold on. F5. No, I don't want to go F5. It's too many weaknesses. Let's play bishop F5. Okay, so that's good. We've connected everything here. Always good to do that. We've got the bishop off the back rank. We are giving ourselves the option if we want to trade for this knight, we can. We don't have to. In a perfect world, if I could do everything that I wanted to do, I would trade like all of these pieces and maybe just go into like a rook ending where I could like pile up and potentially win this pawn. Like if I could get maybe my king here and then like my rooks attacking it or something, like you could just win the pawn. That would be ideal. Then I would go into the endgame 4 against 3 and 2 against 2. I'd be happy with that. So generally speaking, if someone has a weak isolated pawn, the more pieces you trade, the easier it is to take advantage of that isolated pawn. Generally speaking, of course, there are exceptions, right? Obviously, I'm not threatening to take it right now because there's a tactic with check in this, right? Okay, he does push it. So takes rook d1, pinning me. I take. He takes one way or the other. I'm still pinned. I move my queen. Wow. Is that what I want to do? I mean, I can also play here and try to just take it later. I almost like the idea of taking it later. I mean, I feel like if you put yourself into a pin like that, there's no way it's going to end well, right? There's just no way. But let's try to wait. Let's try. We have a bit more support on this square if white wants to keep pushing it. So let's try to wait on that guy. Just because walking into a pin is a very dangerous thing, right? Ideally, I would like let's just say they take me, I take back. Now I'm real happy because my queen's very well positioned. Now the rook can come over, and then I'm probably going to be ready to take it. Okay, knight c5, not a move I considered. It's pretty annoying though because of this. So we could just trade the pawns. Or I take and play like queen d7, takes. Yeah, I honestly think I should take that. That knight's very powerful. I'm tempted to do an exchange sacrifice here. I'm really tempted to do that. But I'll play queen d7. I don't know. b6 was definitely a move I wanted to play, but not sure if it's the right time. Because sometimes when you make them give up their bishop for a rook like that, and you still have your bishop, you could put it like here with your queen, and you can get checkmate. but it's not always that easy, right? They can play f3 to block it. So it sometimes doesn't work, and I wasn't sure. This seems like a solid move, right? I defend the threat. If they try to trade, I now have a counterattack on the bishop, so they don't have time to take me because I end up getting 2 bishops, okay, which is good. So I assume white's going to move their queen somewhere. Maybe here. No, never mind. I am just off today. I am so off with the predictions. Okay, well, we have the attack. They could play b4, rook c1, or move their bishop. I could play e4, shut down this guy. Actually, oh, e4, knight e5, knight f3, knight d3. Yes. Yes. So we're shutting down this, and we're setting up for a really nice outpost for my knight. White's trying to invade here. Now, this is turning out to be very interesting, isn't it? Let's go ahead and get a little bit of control here. Okay, now he's putting the pressure there. Interesting. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm changing my mind a lot here. He's probably going to play d7 and trade the pawns, I imagine, because it's a weak pawn anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this. Yeah, it goes for the fancy option. A little bit tricky here. I gotta just go quickly without explaining everything. Opposite color bishop ending. I'd like to keep the rooks on. Although f3 would force the issue. Here, takes, checkmate. I have to do this. Yeah, it's probably a draw, but let's play it out, I guess. Let's play it out. Very likely going to be a draw, but I'm going to try to activate my king. The reason it's very likely going to be a draw is because the bishops are on opposite colors, right? We can't ever really... These bishops can never attack each other, so that means there's not a lot you can do. But sometimes people make mistakes. You'd be surprised at how many mistakes people can make in positions like this. So that's why I'll just play a little bit more, but it's probably going to be a draw. Also, time pressure, you know, you never know. Sometimes people mess up with the time pressure, so... I'm going to try to go here and win one pawn as a starting point and then see if we can. Okay, so he stops that. Let's try to attack it. Again, if I can win one pawn, maybe we can do something. We're going to try to force the issue. And then, like, for example, that could be one way that I win a pawn. He doesn't want to let me do that. I'm going to try to sneak around behind here. Yeah, unfortunately, can't do anything there. Aha. Aha. We may have just tricked him. Well, for those of you who saw my over-the-board tournament game, something very similar to this happened. Ooh, what is this? This should be winning, right? This should be winning, guys. We go here, force the bishop there. We go here, he can't take it. I think we won. That's why I like to play it out, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Daniel. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was definitely a difficult video to post. So it means a lot that you said that. Thank you. Wow, 90-93. Brilliant move. Oh, that was just when I was trying to survive. And then draw. Oops. So I had a game almost exactly like this. The idea was exactly the same in my OTB tournament, where it was a drawn ending. Should have been a drawn ending. But there was some sort of situation just like this. Just like this. Where you push the pawn and they can't take you because the bishop is being defended. Right? And because they can't take you, you actually sneak by. And the pawn then is in the way. Now, in my other game, my opponent was able to save the game. They got a little lucky that there was like a way to save it. But in this case, it's winning. It's just winning for me. There's nothing that white can do. So they tried to get tricky. Because if you, let's just say you move your bishop and allow this, you're not in time to get back. And even if you try to come around like this, I don't have to push it now. I can even just take or something, you know, whatever I want, take one of these. So you try to defend, but then I sneak by, or even just take it, I guess is another way. It's just nothing white can do, right? And so they tried to create their own pass pawn, or at least get my bishop, which makes sense, but now I just have too many pawns. I just have too many pawns. So, okay, right here, though, you have to be careful, because the way that you want to think about this is if this king is able to stop both of these pawns, and the bishop is able to stop this, maybe white can somehow hold on to the position. So I wanted to make sure I didn't let them get a setup like that, right? And so the easiest thing that I noticed in my mind was that, okay, if I push this, this bishop is now guaranteed has to stay guarding this square, has to. They have to either go here or they have to go here, and the only thing they can do is just sit there, because if they ever move away from that square, I just get a queen. But then we now start pushing this pawn, which the king is too far to stop. Doesn't matter that I'm going to lose one. And essentially I have two threats and only one, but white only has one piece that can stop both threats, and there's no way to do that, right? Even if they take and set up the bishop like this, it doesn't help them because you have to sacrifice for this guy, and I get a queen, right? And this is an easy win. This is an easy win with the queen against the bishop is an easy win. Basically, we just pretend like the bishop isn't even there, and you just make your box with your queen. You bring your king closer. You just stay off the other color square. Easy win. So quite the quite the game. Does the Breaking 1500 course unlock some sort of community? Yeah, so there's actually two things. There's the Breaking 1500 course, which does have its own community, and I do pop in there from time to time and answer questions and whatnot. But it's mostly a standalone set of go at your own pace video lessons, and it's gotten pretty good feedback on, like, it's very good at that. Teaches you like a lot of the basics, tactics, strategic positional strategy, endgames. It's kind of like an all-around, if you feel like maybe you have some gaps or you've never had any like formal training, Breaking 1500 is good for that. Then there is Chess Vibes Academy, which is the membership level right here on YouTube, where we kind of just hang out and I'll do different opening lessons, and we have tournaments. We actually have a tournament tomorrow. So reminder, everybody who's a member, the tournament is tomorrow. I'm going to be posting another post probably as soon as this live stream ends with all the details, but that's happening tomorrow at the same time, basically, as this one started. So yeah, good question. What would I have done against King A5 instead of King takes A6? Okay, so you're talking about this position? Yeah, so King A5, it's the same exact plan. This pawn is just going to go. And the only way that white can stop it is at some point to take it. But whenever that happens, I get a queen. So King A5 wouldn't have changed my plan at all there. Yeah, good question. The brilliant move... yeah, the brilliant move was, I believe... Yeah. So, okay, this is a good moment to talk about. So what white is trying to do here is get a queen with this pawn in a very clever way. And I've seen these like tricks before, so I kind of knew this was coming. So when I went here, they traded. I have to take with my knight, because if I take, well, I don't have to, but if I take with my rook, now I lose the pawn, right? And we get like this position, and I still have to worry about this pawn. Not a good position for me. If I take with the bishop, same thing, I lose the pawn. So I have to take with the knight from that standpoint. But you will notice after their move, if I would have just traded and they take and I take, D7 is an amazing move. And I have no way to stop. There's two threats. There's two threats. I can stop this one by bringing my rook here. But then they take my knight and get a queen. Or I can save my knight and stop that threat, moving my knight somewhere, anywhere, it doesn't matter, but then they get this queen. Right? And I guess you could say technically I could not get checkmated and survive, but this is obviously a losing position. I'm down a queen. So that's what white was trying to do. So my brilliant move was, instead of taking it, I took here, which looks like you're just giving up your knight for free, but actually I'm not, because remember, white is essentially sacrificing a piece to play this move to try to get this queen with their pawn. So I'm saying, look, I'm not going to accept your sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice my own knight. You're welcome to take it, but then I get to take your bishop, and there's no more pawn that's going to become a queen. So it was very complicated tactically, but when the dust settles, we end up with what should have been a draw. And yeah, I mean, I knew that there was a couple tricks. I wanted to try them and see if they worked. And if they didn't work, I was going to get a draw and I was going to be happy with that. But this is exactly what I was trying to do. First of all, you try to win a pawn. Okay, my opponent defended. However, when you get in these time scramble situations where they're moving quick, you're moving quick, back and forth, a lot of times people will go back and forth, right? Just psychologically, it's just easier. Like I just pre-move back and forth. That's the easy thing. So I was kind of paying attention to that, right? Like right here, I noticed he was going back and forth on these two squares. So what did I do? Move my king to try to capture it. For example, here, if he does it again, I'm going to take it. So that was one little trap, essentially, that I set. Didn't fall for it, obviously. But then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go over here, attack this pawn. Now my opponent knows I'm trying to take their pawn. So what are they going to do? They're going to move their bishop back and forth somewhere to defend this pawn. And since he was going between these two squares, which looks safe, I was like, this is a great opportunity to set a trap. And sure enough, fell for it. So that's kind of the thought process. Obviously, they don't always fall for it. What White should have done, the easy thing would have been to move the king, right? Move the king, do something else, just leave the bishop there. As long as the bishop is away, this no longer works because you just take it. And I don't have a bishop to take anymore. Okay, let's jump into the next game. Okay, let's play knight f3 this game. We'll play we'll play a scotch. D6. Wow. Okay, that's a very passive move. I mean, I'll just play bishop c4. I don't want to overthink it. Just develop the pieces, control the center. Let's castle. Okay. Rook e1. Can't really go wrong with a move like that. Bring the rook to the center. Okay, now I have to be careful because there is a pin and there's a threat. So we need to decide how we want to handle it. I think I will just trade off the weakness. It's usually the easiest thing to do. Of course, it does allow it almost looks like a good move for black, a fork, right? But really I have bishop e2 and everything is nicely defended. Not a problem for us at all. He takes with the pawn instead. Okay. I'm going to jump my knight forward. Okay, so we have a pin. We have a bit of a problem here. We have a couple of options on how we want to deal with this. Option number one, obviously, and this is probably the first thing you should think about, is to just bring your bishop back. Get rid of the pin. I'm just wondering if there's anything else I can do as well. We can get the bishop pair. Well, but then we're going to have to lose it here, which is probably fine. We can trade here. I don't know if that helps us. Yeah, I think we need to go back. I'm just trying to decide what takes. Should be E2 takes. I do have to be careful, actually. I do have to be careful. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, guys. If I take the bishop, the queen takes, it allows black to then next move bring a rook over, lining up on my queen, which I do not like. So I think I'm going to take the knight instead, because now when they take back, they don't have the square available for their rook to go there, and it's not going to cause me as many problems. Okay, that's the logic, and now I'll probably go back. Somehow I feel like I might have messed up this opening, because we shouldn't be on the defensive like this when black plays the move d6 like this, right? So I did something wrong, but it's fine. That's fine. Let's take it. Now we're going to get a big trade and go into an equal endgame. Okay, he takes me. Now I have to decide, do I want to take with the rook and allow this pawn imbalance, or take with the bishop and keep the pawns totally symmetrical? Still take with the bishop. We'll keep the pawns looking nice and pretty. He's probably going to take. Doesn't have to, but... Okay, let's go bishop e3. So we fight for control of the file. Yep, let's bring the king. This is also looking like we're headed towards a draw. Now, I will say this one, because the bishops are on the same color, dark square, it kind of changes things a little bit. It kind of changes things a little bit. Do I have a tactic here? No. No tactic. Actually, there might be something we can do. Hold on. So if we trade the rooks and snag the pawn, the bishop gets trapped, right? That's the issue. A4 there, can't do it. I'm going to set it up, though. I mean, of course, black's going to see what I'm doing, but, you try it. You try it, you see what happens. Yeah, he sees what I'm trying to do, so he plays a6. Okay. There's probably not much we can do. It's just so equal. Like, when everything looks so similar, there's not a lot you can do. But we can still try. So here, we would at least get a little bit of an imbalance in the position. Yeah, he doesn't want to let that happen. Let me go here, because I'm trying to see if I can double up and maybe even put my bishop here to get rid of the rook. Because if we get control of that square, then he can't have a rook sitting there. He wants to go here for sure. So now's probably the time. So let's go ahead. So, okay, that's something, maybe. No, Daniel, you're totally fine, dude. I totally expected people to talk about the video. In fact, it's been much less than I was anticipating. So, thank you guys for not going crazy on your opinions. I know people have opinions. Um, and so I appreciate everybody being respectful. Maybe after this game I'll say a few things just cuz I think some people want to hear. So maybe I'll just say a few things after this game. I feel like I need to focus or I'm going to probably lose on time. Why did he play rook f8? He wants to go here and act. So I took away this square from his rook, so he's trying to activate it a different way. Okay. Okay. Ooh, guys, I have a potentially brilliant plan. Is it going to work though? I'm going to be sneaky. I'm going to be sneaky about it, okay? And see if I can. Maybe I should try to stop his. Hold on, hold on. Ah. Okay, let's go. Let's go. My plan is to try to trap this bishop. That's my plan. I'm going to try to trap the bishop. No, I can't do it that way because he has E1, so I have to do it this way. I have to go here and here. That's the only way to trap it. Yeah. But this creates an interesting dynamic in the position where he's sort of stuck guarding this. So maybe there's something to be done here. Because I can still invade. He can't. So yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. I want to take that because now I have a target here. I'm going to, let me think, maybe we go here or maybe here. Now let's bring the king over. So notice what I'm doing, guys. I'm creating these like tiny little targets. And if I can set up my pieces in a way to attack them all at the same time, we may be able to win a pawn. Just made me think. So the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer, there's this scene where the dad of the prodigy, you know, he goes into like his first chess tournament and he's like looking around. There's all these people playing chess and one grandmaster, like his hair is like out of control. And, you know, he walks over and he's like, I've got him thinking, I might be able to win a pawn. And it's like, the dad's like, you know, you might be able to win a pawn. Like, what? But it, you know, sometimes like that's what it takes. That's how you win a game. You win a pawn and then you win the game. So it's kind of how I feel right now. Like, might be able to win a pawn. I don't want to let the rook in. I think I'm going to go here. Because if the rook comes in, you know, now we have all kinds of problems to deal with. All right, I got to speed up. I'm going to lose on time. But I'm thinking this is going in our direction. So like rook d6, king here, check. Or actually, maybe I just go like this. Maybe I just go like this. Take the pawn, but then he takes my pawn. Oh, he's going for the bishop there. Interesting. So we can't let that happen, right? So let's play f3. We can't let that happen. So if he puts the bishop on d4, the issue is then the pawn on a5 is under attack. So I could like defend and then do this. Okay, that's one I didn't think about. That's one I did not think about. Okay, so I'm thinking if he takes, we have a fork, a king fork. You don't see that every day, but it's a fork with the king. So he's gonna probably do something else. What's he gonna do? Maybe here and trade rooks. Hmm. Yeah, unfortunately. I wanted to keep the rooks on the board. Man. Okay. Yeah, I think I messed that up. If I kept the rooks on the board and then invaded with my rook, I was going to have a good position. So I'll have to go back and look and see what did I do wrong there. Let me try not to lose on time. Let's try not to lose on time. The biggest risk in this position is that I lose on time, right? Hmm. I messed this up. I messed this up, guys. Yeah, it's lost. It's totally lost. Yeah. I totally ruined that endgame. I think we were winning when we had, well, I don't know if we were winning, but we probably had an advantage when we had the rook on the board. As soon as I let him trade the rook, oh, 96? Whoa. Okay, never mind. Wow. Uh, dude. All right. Never mind. They just played a perfect game, basically. Okay. I don't think I have anything to say about that. I thought I was win. I thought I had a good position. Apparently, I was just confused. Yeah, dude. Okay. I mean, I don't know if that was rice or what, but that was a very well played game. If it wasn't, very well played game. All right. Let me say just a couple words, guys. I'm not going to make this a regular thing. I don't think. But I think because I just dropped that video, I know there's a lot of people. Um, so, and I want to try to say this in a respectful way to whatever your opinions are. I would 100% agree that Charlie definitely said some things that when people hear, like, whoa, did he really just say that? And I think it's important that you really go deeper to make sure you understand the why behind what was said. If you have spent any amount of time on YouTube or online on different platforms, what you will find is that if you search for something and you ask a particular question, you're gonna get probably an answer that kind of lines up with what you were thinking you were gonna get, right? Or if you generally watch certain types of people's content and you search for something, you're going to get their content. Same thing with chess, right? If you normally watch my chess videos and you search for a chess term, you're going to get a lot of my content. If you normally watch someone else, you're going to get a lot of their content. And from both sides, okay, both sides, I have seen things that were taken out of context, right? Where you really need to do your own research to, like, wait a second, what was the full context here? And people say, oh yeah, I've seen it, but I don't think that they actually have. What was the full context? Like, why was this said? Does this person really think ABC based on that comment, right? And I think there's a lot of confusion, and people don't actually take the time to, like, do their own homework, right? And um, so that's kind of where I stand. And so for me personally, when I did my research, when I looked at and I watched a lot of content, um, I felt like a lot of the points that Charlie made sense from a logical standpoint. I'm not saying I agreed with everything 100%, but following the logic, I could say, okay, I could see why he would say that, and how there might be benefit or logic in that argument, essentially, right? Whether or not I 100% agree with the conclusion or whatever point he was trying to make, I could see there was logic behind it. And it just seems like a lot of people just totally miss that. I don't think they take the time to, like, actually figure out, like, what was said and why. And so that's my 2 cents. I don't want to get too specific with it and get everybody upset. I think most people who are upset with me already unsubscribed, but that's basically, I think, where I'll leave it. I hope that makes sense. Just do your homework. Like, don't go to one side or the other side. Do your homework and form your own opinion about, like, what did this guy really say. And yeah, that's what I got for you. Um, all right, I'm gonna play another game. Hope that makes sense, guys. All right, let's play e4. Sicilian. Okay, go knight c3 here. It should be 5. Can I list specific things that I find logical? Okay, I'll give you one example. G6. Hold on. What am I supposed to play against G6? I think we just take it. So I listened to Charlie's argument about the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, and it made sense to me logically. And what I heard was that, let's castle. Living in the United States, the biggest reason or the biggest benefit of being an American is that we have freedom. And a huge part of that is that we have the right to bear arms to defend that freedom. And what I understood his point is that by allowing people the right to bear arms, you are going to have some gun deaths. It's going to happen. Does that mean it's a good thing? Does that mean that, well, great, I love it that people die from guns? No, like, of course not. And it's part of something that there's like a greater good, if you want to use that term, right? You have to, that it's he used the example of cars, which I think kind of made sense to me. Like, we don't ban cars because there's accidents, and actually there's tons of people. I don't know if it was like 50,000 deaths or something crazy. Like, it's a lot of people that die every year. We don't ban cars. We say, like, yeah, this is unfortunately it's a bad side effect. But we think the benefit of having, the ability to drive around the country is worth it, right? And so that was his point, which kind of made sense to me. So like I heard people say like, oh well, he, anyway, I don't want to keep going because I don't want to stir up too much. But that's an example of how I felt like his argument was maybe taken out of context. Logically, it made sense to me, and he was making a point, and I think it was a valid point when you actually took the time to listen to the whole argument. I don't know if that was explained very well. I'm not like great at political stuff, but okay, b5. I don't know what's going on. Is that not a free pawn? Am I missing something here, guys? Speaking of logic, looks like a free pawn. Why is he giving me the pawn? I guess we take it. Cards are regulated to make them as safe as possible. Yeah, and that's a fair point. That is a very fair point. And I think I remember watching one of Charlie's debates, and he even said he was debating someone on this issue, and they actually had a very nice debate. They had different opinions, but they both made valid points. That was one of them, and I remember Charlie saying like, "Yeah, you make a good point. I could probably agree with you on parts of that." And so, yeah, a good point. And I would say like, let's talk about that. Like that makes a lot of sense. I totally understand that. So. Yeah, guys, of course, this is a chess channel. This is not going to be a normal thing. I just posted a video recently. It's fresh. I'm giving people a chance to like talk a little bit about it. At the end of the day, we're going back to chess. We're not like, this is not going to be a regular thing. So let's relax, guys. Okay. All right. I need to go to the bathroom, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, takes the pawn. Usually we take it back this way. Open up the rook. So if the knight goes here, I guess we can just take it. Yeah, let's chase the knight. Okay, so if we take, and then we go c3, I think we're good. Although queen b6, isn't that interesting? Queen b3. Okay, I think it's okay. Let's go play this. Okay, so we have a bit of a problem now. I was expecting maybe queen b6. I forgot about rook b8. The problem is, how do I stop this? a4, I'm going to get hit with a6. Queen a4, probably going to get hit with a6 anyway. I may have to lose this pawn. I may have to lose it. I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world. Rook b2, though. Not ideal. Bishop c2. Maybe I'm holding on. Okay. I gotta go. Gotta go. We're losing too much time here. All right, let's go back here. All right, so what's the threat? This, he's gonna sack and then take it. What if I play d4? Seems reasonable. Rook b1. Maybe not. I like d4, I think. Let's go d4, try to shut down this bishop, and then maybe we could play bishop no, bishop d3 is a blunder. Let's not play bishop d3. Hmm. Okay, let's identify the threat. Here, here. This one's already defended. This one is not enough. But if we try to do this, then we get hit here. You can play a4. Play a4. Just dealing with the threat. Like I said, this is already defended. Oh, it's defended, but if he trades, he could take it. Yikes. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll have to look into this B. That's exactly what he's going to do. I'll have to look into this B5 move because maybe I fell for some sort of trickery here. Now I'm losing all my pawns. Wow. Yeah, we got to just go though. So what do I do? Let's go here. Defend. It's pinned. Oh, he's got rook c8. Oh no. So queen f3, I'm thinking, can we sneak in here with some tricks? Yeah, we're in a bad position after rook c8. We're in a very bad position. Not playing very good chess today. Can't say that I'm surprised, given the situation. Oh, man. Half of my opponents that I lose to use Chess Engine. Very well could be. Very well could be. All right, so if we go here, if we go here, I think I'm just lost. I think I'm just done for. I don't see any way out of this, guys. I see no way out of it. I don't know. I don't think it works, but as they say, desperate times, desperate measures. I'm thinking of bishop b3, but I don't think that that's going to work the way that I want it to. You could probably even just ignore it and take here and be fine. So I don't really know what I'm going to do next. Yeah. Oh. What are the tallies after my name? That's your internet connection. So 4 bars is good. Yeah, he does do that. I was afraid of that one. Yeah. Okay. Is it time to resign, guys? I think it's time to resign. I just. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't play a particularly good game. Let's see if that b5 move was a real thing. That's what I'm curious about. No, it was a mistake. Okay. It's a mistake, but it's not like an awful mistake. Stockfish, it was on the list for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this is not good. Okay. I missed bishop c6. Yeah. Take the pawns. I don't know what I'm doing. James, when you're playing the London system, how do you prevent a black queen attack on b2? I don't know why. I just feel like answering James's question. So I don't really play the London, but if I did play the London and somebody did this, I'm fairly certain there's two ways you can approach it. Sometimes if you already have your pawn up here, you could bring your queen out, I think is the standard approach. And then, I don't know, there's some weird stuff where I don't know if black's supposed to take you or push and let you take them. Like, I don't play the London, but I know there's some theory there. But that's basically how you would go, queen b3. The other way is if they do it like super early, I think you can just ignore it and you go on the offensive. Yeah, Stockfish says you're totally winning now. And you're going on the offensive, basically. They can't stop you. If they try to go here to stop you, you just take it. You get a fork. And then sometimes I think you can even play knight b5 as well. Same ideas. It's not as good in this case, but that's what you want to keep in the back of your mind. Either you play knight c3, let them take it, and then you go on the offensive. Or if you have the option, you can play queen b3. Daniel says, maybe switch it up to shorter games for a bit. You know what? That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Before we lose any more points. Let's do it. Let's play a few 5-minute games just for the, or 3-minute games for the fun of it. Why not? Hey, Corey. Welcome to Chess Vibes Academy. All right, so 3-minute games, obviously much faster. And so I'm going to play a little bit more on instinct, going for just some solid setup here, not overthinking it. Okay, we go rook e8 and e5. Just get it out there, get this guy lined up. Hmm. Let's take here. I'll try to put some pressure on this pinned piece, I guess. Because white really doesn't want to give up their bishop, right? They don't want to give up this bishop. Never. What do I know? What do I know? Because now I can do this. I mean, that looks very ugly for them. So the question is, can we take advantage of it? Queen f6. We're going to get some tactics. Hit with some tactics. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go here because what I want to do is try to checkmate the king. Hey, you. Welcome to Chess Vibes Academy. Thanks. I want to try to checkmate the king. He's going to play f3. Oh, he resigned because wait, why did he resign? Why did he resign? I'm pretty sure white is fine here. Let's check the game review. I don't think that was a good resignation. Let's see. Okay. What? Yeah, they just resigned in an equal position. Well, that's strange. All right. Well, there you have it. He just played f3. I think they were... Yeah, e4, f3, queen f3. Any of these moves? No, queen f3 is bad because the knight. Yes, you have to play f3 or e4. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Here we go. You know what? Let's play a King's Gambit. Let's play a King's Gambit. Because why not? King's Gambit is fun. King's Gambit is really fun. Let's see if we can trade this. Okay. So I'm defending. I realize this is a threat, but we have bishop e3, and I think we are fine. He wants to get my bishop. Okay. Okay. So I'm thinking we meet a4 with a trade, followed by bishop d5. Oh, bishop d5, though, is not a good move, is it? No, actually, it's fine, because there's a... Okay, it's fine. Yeah, so a4, we trade, then bishop d5. Ah, he takes with the queen. Interesting. I don't know what's going on here. I think we're in trouble. I think we might be in trouble. Let's take with the king. Let's try to use the king. Why not? Why not get the king out there? Okay. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to activate our rooks. Maybe gain some space here. Not super concerned with that. I think we just go h4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 6. So it's even material. This rook is good. Let's try to activate this guy maybe. Or actually, no, we can. Let's just go. Let's just go. Try to create a weakness. This is going to be a nice target for me, one way or the other. I think. Okay. He can't move this to go here because he loses the pawn. So I'm just going to double up and attack it. I don't think I want to allow the rook to come in, so let's just push by. Look at this pawn structure. That's funny. That is funny. All right, let's go ahead. There's my target. We have a tactic. Always got to look out for the pins. There's the pin. Okay. And he can't really create a passed pawn because I just take and take. He could do that. Sure, that's a valid thing. I guess. I'm going to go for a checkmate. I'm going to go for a cheap checkmate. Okay, I need to decide if I do this, do I win this endgame or not? Ooh. Hard to say. Could be a mistake, but I'm going to run out of time. Okay, he thinks I win it. Oh boy, this is something else, isn't it? He's going to take this and come here. I'm going to have this guy. He's going to have this guy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. This is wild. This is wild. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, let's look at that endgame because I'm really curious. What would Stockfish have done? All right, hold on. Let me go there. No, a little bit earlier. Okay, so Stockfish said it's a draw. D6, King G3. I should have played. Okay, it doesn't matter. D7. Ah, Stockfish wanted me to go Rook B7. And let's just say he goes A3, C6, A2, C7, B1 Queen. Stockfish wanted D8 Queen. What is happening? What is happening in this position? Only move for black. King E3. This is the only... Oh, he's in check. That's why. Okay. He has to go there. And now I can take the queen. He takes and does that. I go queen E7 check. And it's like a perpetual check or something. If I ever take this, it's still a draw. It's just a draw. Whatever you do, it's a draw. It doesn't matter. According to Stockfish. Wow. But I went Rook C8. Which is still a draw. Somehow. Until here, I messed up. He didn't see it. He had queen E5 check. Followed by queen E6 check. Yeah, if he ever gets the pawn, I lose, right? If he ever gets the pawn, I lose. Dude. Oh, man. Jason, hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, thanks, Dylan. All right, that was a fun one. Let's play the Scandinavian. Why not? Let's go with this. Let's go with this. I want to try to set up a little battery. Try to go for a checkmate here on H2 if we can. Okay. I think I'll still set it up. He obviously blocked it, but we can try to poke at the knight. We can try to poke at the knight. He's going to go back to F1 though. That's the only problem. Remember, knight on F1. Black has no fun. Can't really stop that, can I? But what I can do is keep this annoying pin. Unless he takes me now, but then we get to just bust everything open. Yeah, so let's keep the pin. Okay, he doesn't want the pin. Fair, that's fair. So what do I do about this? C5. Bishop A3. I didn't see it. He didn't do it. Okay. Let's just keep the pressure up. If we can get rid of that knight. But there's no way. There's no easy way, anyway. Can we get rid of this knight? Well, we can pin this knight, though. Hold on, hold on. That's not so bad, is it? Threatening e5. Actually, e5 he takes with the queen. Not sure if I'm threatening e5. Maybe not. Okay. Don't want to lose my bishop. I might lose a pawn, but that's all right. Just a pawn. I think we have a tactic here. So we are going to be down a pawn in the endgame, but I have this bishop, which is not too bad. Threatening this one. Actually, we just got him. We just got him. There you go. He's going to sack the rook. Okay. This should be a win. This should definitely be a win for us. Rook is very powerful. As long as I don't walk into a fork, which is totally possible. Nah, but this is, yeah, now we get the pass pawn here too. There we go. There we go. All right. Good game. Good game. Yep. Not too bad. Okay, let's play our sneaky gambit. Alpin gambit. You guys should learn this one if you haven't. You go f3. You take it back. Develop your pieces, and I really love it when they castle. Doesn't look like they're going to do it this time. So we'll take the pawn. Now we have a target here, though. We have a very serious target. 95, we take it. Or do we take it, or do we play c4? I guess we take it. If I can get my knight out of there, I'm going to be up a piece. Question is, can we easily do that before it gets captured? Gotta get the pieces out. So let's go there. I think we're going to castle. He wants to play king d7. Yeah, so we have to have a threat. We have to have a threat, which we do. Which we do. Because he's trying to take my knight, right? But we're not going to let him do it easily. No. Look at how the bishop and knight just work in harmony. Yeah. Look at this. This is really cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. The bishop is controlling the white squares. the knight is controlling the dark square, and you get this like really nice barrier, and the king is unable to come up, which means the rook can't attack. We've got this guy, and black's position is just a mess. Oh, and we played a 97 accuracy with a brilliant move. How do you like that? 97 accuracy in a 3-minute blitz game. All right. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, I need to get going here, guys. So, okay, quick announcement. For those of you who are Chess Vibes Academy members, I will be doing a post later today, probably shortly after I stop here, with the details. We're having a special tournament. We're going to be... Make sure you've watched the video. Okay, so there's a video on the channel just for members where I teach you guys the Budapest Gambit. Okay, make sure you watch that prior to the tournament because you're going to get to play from a position from there. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually going to force the position for the tournament so that everybody gets to play the trap when you're black. It's actually going to be an advantage to be black in the tournament because that's the side that gets to do the trap. So if you haven't watched that video, please go watch it. Make sure you're prepared. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's not going to be rated, so don't worry about the rating, but it'll just be good practice with this trap, the Budapest Gambit trap. For those of you who've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's going to be 1 p.m. Central Time. Thank you, Rob. Any questions before I go about the tournament for my members? And so, by the way, I should mention, there's going to be a group. It's like the Chess Vibes Academy group. I'm going to send you a link to the particular one, and you will need to join that. So look for that post, and it'll have everything on there. Okay, and you join that, and then that's how you get access to the tournament. Cool. So if you can make it tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Time, I'll see you guys there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't see any questions. Thank you, guys. Thanks to my moderators, Rob, Steven. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for keeping the peace, I guess I'll say. And thanks to everybody for all the kind words on the last video. It means a lot. I read most of them, probably all of them, I think. So yeah, thank you guys. It means a lot. Yeah. Take care and God bless. Well said, John. Well said. Yes, indeed, Rob. Indeed. See you guys next time. Tomorrow, actually, for my members. All right.